Why is putting yourself out into the world so difficult, especially these days playing guitar on the internet? And especially if you're gonna try to join Jared Dines' world biggest shred collab 6. My name is Brian Bauer. I've been playing guitar for about 20 years. I do the YouTube thing and trying to grow and maybe doing whatever. And I think I got a few opinions for this. This is mostly about playing today, putting yourself out into the world. So let's talk about this. Jared Dines recently announced the Shred Collab 6, and Jared's track is super awesome this year, really easy to play over, for me anyway. I'll speak for myself, but I think a lot of people will feel the same way. I think Jared is super awesome for wanting to include people, because a lot of people just would not include little players out there. They always have to have the big names, and just letting people get the track and try it themselves is absolutely fantastic. So I think Jared is really cool for this. However, putting yourself out there is really hard. So why? Number one, you're putting yourself out into the world with all the critics. And I mean all of the critics. I get all kinds of critics on the channel. Some people are really nice. I'd say most people are nice. Some of you are not so nice, but whatever. It is hard to put yourself out there, especially you start watching those other videos and there's some just great players that maybe you never heard of, and now you do. And that's really tough, because you're like, oh man, I can't do that. And on top of that, the people that actually make it into these things are usually just the flashiest, greatest players. And like Tim Henson, like the face of modern guitar for young people. He's a beast. Manuel Gardner Fernandez, every time I see him play, he has the tightest right hand. He's just an absolutely killer player, and I'm always impressed with him. I think he's really cool. Who is the biggest critic? The biggest critic out there is 100% going to be yourself. So it just takes a lot to get past, because you're trying to enter this, put yourself out there, and that's the hardest part. So let's go over this. Number one, just be yourself. Just because you're seeing all these amazing players, they got all the sweeping and they got all the tapping and everything, the 8 strings, the 7 strings, doing all this stuff. You think, I can't do that. It doesn't matter. Be yourself. Write something that you can play. Whatever it is, even if it's simple. I mean, you may not make it in. It doesn't matter if you make it in or not. The fact is that you've done it, or you're trying to do this. I've seen comments around, people saying they can't do it because of whatever. Yes, you absolutely can do it. Just try. It's fine. It doesn't matter, because the biggest critic's you. Get past you. If somebody hates on it, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. So if it helps you any, number one, don't watch any of the other people's entries before you post your own, because that should help you from being like, oh man, I'll never keep up with this and blah, blah, blah. You'll find a million amazing players. And even me, I'll sit there and go, hey, these guys are better than me. But if I sit there and think they're all better than me, I'm never gonna put it out into the world. Don't watch any of the other entries before you put yours out. And then I'd say go through and maybe start making some comments and stuff. Be supportive. People have been super supportive of me doing this. Some people I've never even heard of before, so that's super cool. So I appreciate that. And the other thing too is you're gonna see all these people doing all these crazy things. Don't start using techniques like having to say, well, I have to have a tapping section, I have to have a sweeping section. Does it add? Think about it as a song. What's your favorite part about the music you like? It's usually there's something memorable about it. So make something memorable. If tapping doesn't work for that part, then don't do it. Now, getting some flash in here is definitely going to be something you might want to do, but if you can't do it, don't worry about it. Just write something that sounds great. That's all you got to do. And another thing too, don't worry about even making it to the top 25 video or being in the top 10 and saying this stuff. If you put it out in the world, you've done something right. But here's the thing. People think, well, the main goal is to get to that video. Actually, the other thing about this is that you can discover other people and they might discover you. And before you know it, you could be collabing with somebody else. I'm not saying that you will or won't or want to, or if they will want to, but the fact is that you may find new people, and you can even sometimes meet new online friends and stuff doing this kind of thing as well. And it's just, if you are gonna do this and put this stuff out there, be positive with one another. Some of my favorite entries were ones that weren't necessarily all that technical. They were the people who have the same mentality as me. Just write something that sounds good. I've been seeing a lot of positivity out there, so don't worry about the negative comments and all those things that come up. Again, I think Jarrett is an awesome dude for doing this. I have my entry out there in the world, so if you want to check it out, by all means, do that. Check out the other people too, and leave them a positive comment as well. Just remember, be yourself. You're never going to be those other guys, no matter how good you get. You can be the most amazing player in the world, but you'll always just be you. And remember, sometimes people want to be you. You know, it's like you want to be them, they want to be you. Just do it. Just put yourself out in the world. This is enough rambling for me for the day. You guys have an awesome day. Definitely enter it. And if not, just put it out anyway. It doesn't matter. You can click the like button, subscribe button, notification bell on my channel too if you'd really like. And I will see you guys all in another video sometime real soon. You guys have a good day, and I will see you all later on.